Hey yo, what's up internet? This is Cat Commander once again. This is episode 4 of my Minisode mini-series focusing on the Final Fantasy trading card game, or collectible card game. And I'm going to open my 4th pack. The last 3 episodes I opened the pack each episode and talked about the cards. In the last pack I got my first few doubles. Duplicate cards if you will. And yeah, so here we go. Here's my last booster pack before I move into the pre-constructed decks. So yeah, let's go. Oh, I see the side of the foil card already. It's a bit further back, but alright. Cool. Alright, as you might have seen if you watched the last few videos, Final Fantasy Tactics cards feature so heavily in these like booster packs for me. I don't know if that's your case. If you have or haven't, let me know because I'd be curious. But so first up is a summon card, and it is a fire element. Final Fantasy Tactics. It is with a crystal value of 1. It is Ifrit, and in some of the other Final Fantasies, he was one of my favorite summons, purely based on image, on the fact that he kind of comes into the field and steamrolls everybody, and that is really, really cool. So yeah, I'll just show you that again. This is Ifrit, the fire summon. And it says here, EX Burst in blue font with a white outline. Choose 1 forward, deal it 4,000 damage. So much like in the video games, Ifrit means business. Especially early on in the game when you're a little bit weaker. Okay. Second card from this pack, and it's not a duplicate, which is nice. It is with a crystal value of 2, and it's the green element. I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking it's wind, but I'm not quite sure. It is from Final Fantasy 3, and it is a backup standard unit, and it is the Thief. So there he is there, and he's a little thief. And he's got his thief gloves on and his little thief bandana. And yeah. What does it say about him? When Thief enters the field, your opponent puts the top card of his or her deck into the break zone. Okay, so that could backfire maybe. Or could work in your favor. It depends. But yeah, the Thief's a bit of a double-edged sword. So not too bad, not too bad. Oh, okay, Final Fantasy Tactics. I think I'm going to have the entire Final Fantasy Tactics collection by the end of these. It is a backup standard unit with a crystal value of 2, and it is the Black Mage. There he is there. And yeah, he looks pretty cool, and he reminds me of a character whose name I can't remember from Final Fantasy 9. So there you go. And it says here, it's got the 2 elemental symbols and this downward pointing arrow. And it says, put Black Mage into the break zone, choose 1 damaged forward and break it. So you damage a card and then you break it. Can you break a card before you damage it? I'm not sure, but I'm sure I'm going to find out. Alright, so this is a double card, a Dupliclit. And yeah, it is the Praetorian known as Gilgamesh from I think the PlayStation Portable video game there, the arena-based video game. So I'll just give you a quick look at Gilgamesh. The artwork is fantastic on Gilgamesh, but hey, I've got him already, so, or her, whichever, it. So yeah, oh, another double, and I think it's from Final Fantasy 3, the backup standard unit known as Devout. We had this in the last episode. And there it is there with the really cool hood on. So I won't go into what that does. You can refer to the last episode. And another double. Oh, we're on a roll here. I haven't actually mentioned the power ratings, as I was calling it. So, okay, so the doubles were the only ones that had it, so I won't go into it too much. Oh, another double. Final Fantasy Tactics. Argarth, there he is there. I think he was in the first episode, and hello to you once again, back once again. So yeah, and he is the Ice Elemental, and he looks pretty cool, but nothing new here. Right, next up is the Squire from Final Fantasy Tactics even, and I'm not sure if I've had the Squire already. The Squire doesn't have anything like any special skill. He's a forward standard unit, crystal value of 1 and power of 3000, so there we go there. Right, and I'm after getting to the shiny card in this pack. And I guess it's only one shiny, unfortunately, per pack. Maybe I'll be lucky one day and I'll open a pack and I'll get 2 shinies, but I think that's just wishful thinking. But, right, Final Fantasy Tactics, once again, FFT, and it is a forward, it is a knight, and it is Dupliclit with a power of 9000. That is pretty strong, possibly the strongest, possibly, so far. And I suppose being a shiny card it would want to be. But it says here, when Dupliclit enters the field, choose one character you control, break it. Then it says here, in orange font over a yellow background, which isn't always the best thing to do, Northswain Strike. And it has an S in red with a box around it. That could be Strike. And the elemental color. And it says, choose one forward blocking Dupliclit and break it. So this is a powerful enough card, I guess. Assuming that breaking a card is a big deal. But very nice, very shiny, very cool, and very, very strong from the looks of it there. So I'm quite happy with that. Okay. I don't know this character. It's from Final Fantasy X. It is a forward, ice elemental. It's a Maven? And I think the name on this character is Nooj, Nooj, with a crystal value or score of 3. So there it is there. Pretty cool looking character. I don't know, I could see this guy maybe behind a set of decks in a sort of kind of goth techno club somewhere, possibly Germany towards Eastern Europe. But yeah. And it says here, when Nooj, I'm going to call him Nooj, if it's wrong, please correct me, because I need to learn these things. It's very important that I get names correct. I'm very bad with names. Trust me. It says here, when Nooj enters the field, your opponent discards 1 card from his or her hand. When Nooj leaves the field, your opponent draws 1 card. Okay, so it's kind of like a bit of a, maybe a smokescreen thing. So, and I guess the opponent gets to pick which card it discards as well. So this guy or gal, I'm gonna say guy because of his sculptured kind of jawline, has a power rating of 7000. So there you go. And yeah, when I get into the booster packs, I'm going to learn the terminology. I'm probably going to be all slightly embarrassed that I was getting it wrong, but hey, I jumped straight in. Okay, this character is from Final Fantasy 13. I vaguely remember this, and it is a very, very nice card, I have to say. I really like the look of it. It's well drawn, and it is with it's a fire element. Is it a fire elemental? I guess it's a fire elemental. It's a backup +C, Final Fantasy 13, crystal value of 2, and it is, I think, called Daj. But I could be wrong. I'd have to turn on the game to find out. But I really don't want to turn Final Fantasy 13 back on, to be honest with you. I will eventually, but not tonight, not anytime soon. If you control card name Saz, I think that's his name, it cannot be chosen by your opponent's summons or ability. So this small child here protects one of the main hero cards from the Final Fantasy 13 collection. So pretty cool. If you play that card and you have this card, you've got some good backup in this small child. So nice work. Okay, so I just had a quick peek at the last 2 cards. The one that's on top here I'm gonna save till after. and only because it's one of my favorite cards, or my favorite characters in a Final Fantasy game. Maybe not 13 because he was a bit weird in it, but we'll get to that now. This one is from Final Fantasy 2, I think, and the artwork is pretty old school. It is with a crystal value of 3 and a water element. It is a pirate and a forward, and it has a power value or rating of 6,000. It is Layla, and check this artwork out. This is pretty fantastic. Really, really old school Final Fantasy artwork. I like that. It says here, when Layla deals damage to your opponent, you draw 1 card. And yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Pirate with swords. Pretty cool. Means business. And the last card in this pack, my fourth, and I think my final of the booster packs for this round anyway. And it is my favourite summon of all the Final Fantasies, and this is Odin. And Odin is very, very, very cool looking here. And this Odin is, wow, Final Fantasy Tactics, no surprise there. I wouldn't mind getting a different Odin if there's other like summons for the other games. But yeah, Odin here, he has a crystal value of 7. He doesn't have power rating, but he has an EX burst attack or a skill. And it says choose 1 forward and break it. So Odin was always pretty cool. In Final Fantasy 8, Odin was the guy that would chop like enemies in half should he choose to appear. You couldn't summon him, he kind of chose when he was to be summoned. I don't know how cool he is in Final Fantasy Tactics. I've actually had a look on the internet to try and acquire a copy, and maybe in the next few weeks I will. So, yeah, there you go. That was episode 4. That was my 4th booster pack in the Final Fantasy trading card game. I've been CAD Commander. I still am CAD Commander, and thank you so much for watching. If you like what I've been doing, follow, like, subscribe, and check all the pages and links that are coming after this. So, thanks again.